I welcome you to the third and the third in the series of webinar events this year. For today, I'll be the anchor for this event, while my colleague Ujogu Ekum of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security will be moderating the panelist session. Today, we have with us competent and internationally renowned seed sector experts who trapped to educate us on this very important topic. I'll go straight to explaining to us the webinar objectives. And the webinar objectives is to provide insights on the use of modern seed marketing and promotional activities to reach farmers in the hinterland. Also, it's for knowledge sharing on emerging trends in expanding farmers' awareness on the use of improved seeds. It's also to showcase the use of social media as a seed marketing tool to the Nigerian seed industry. Before we go to the setting the scene, I'd like to give us a brief snippet on what the CSP is all about. The Collaborative Seed Pack Program is embedded within the Nigeria-Netherlands Seed Partnership, and the CSP and the Nigeria-Netherlands Seed Partnership operates under the umbrella of the Seed NL, which is a partnership of the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Planting, the Seed Trade Association of the Netherlands. You're welcome to this webinar event, and please, let's listen to the housekeeping rules. The housekeeping rules is we should make sure that our cameras and microphones are enabled for speakers and panelists only. Yes, that's an information. The cameras and the microphone are enabled for speakers and panelists only. However, attendees are encouraged to use the chat feature to ask questions and to make comments. Please ensure to address your questions to a particular speaker so that the speaker knows which question is for him or for her. And please kindly refrain from posting anything in the chat that is unrelated to the event. The webinar recording will be available after the event, and we can still refer to it. Once again, thank you. I remain my humble self, Oshundiya Olusegun. Before the next on the program is official opening and welcome by the Director General of the National Agricultural Seed Council, the person of Dr. Ishaq Othman Khalid. But we shall, while we are waiting for him to log in, he has told us that he will be here. We would go straight to the next on the agenda of events. And the next we have on the agenda of events is please kindly go to the next slide for me. Is the keynote presentation by Mr. Adigun Stephen, who is the communication expert for the Sudan. Mr. Adigun Stephen is a registered animal scientist. He bagged his master's and bachelor's degree from the University of Ibadan, from the University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, respectively. He is a UK-trained project and asset management expert and a certified Prince 2 practitioner. He's also a monitoring and evaluation expert who have worked in the agribusiness industry post-graduation in several capacities, including technical assistant to Sudan and so many others. Under the CSP project, he co-leads the establishment and management of seed demonstration plots, organization of farmers field events, social media campaigns, capacity building and training, as well as other promotional and marketing activities. By partnering with seed companies and other stakeholders. He loves playing the piano, reading, and traveling. Today, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to hand you over to the capable hands of Mr. Adigun Stephen. Mr. Adigun Stephen, you have the floor for your keynote presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Segun. Greetings once again to all our guests in the house and the panelists. Quickly, I'll be running through a presentation on enhancing last-mile access to quality seeds, deploying modern seed promotional and marketing strategies. Let's go on. On the outline, I have about 7 key activities. We talk about the problem statements, what led to the organization of the seed company marketing and promotion, the objectives, the focus, and the tools that we use for seed marketing and promotion. I will be sharing some insights on our experience since we started the project in 2021, as well as we'll give an insight on the ongoing activities and achievements, as well as the ambitions for 2024. The key challenges that this topic tends to address is 3 in number. And the first has to do with the rates of adoption of new varieties and seed replacement of farm saved with quality seed, which remains low with implications on crop productivity. Farmers also have a limited awareness on the benefits of quality seeds and improved varieties, and often do not know what varieties best fit their farming system, agroecology, and market demands. Third but not the least has to do with the human and technical capacities of seed companies, which is limited to design, develop, and implement effective marketing and promotion strategies in a structured manner, which should be part of their business strategy. At the moment, we're working in 2 states, Kano and Kaduna states, with a total of presence in 19 local government areas. And we have about 14 partners that we're working on with at the moment. Next slide. Please, the overall outcome is to build the capacity of DOT Nigerian seed companies in terms of promotion and marketing. The objectives of the topic is 3 in number also. 1 is to train seed company staff on the establishment and management of demonstration plots, to build the capacity of Nigeria and Dutch seed companies on varietal promotion and marketing using social media campaigns and handles. And last but not the least also is to show farmers the value of improved crop varieties, modern crop management practices like safe use of fertilizer, crop protection products, and the likes. And this topic seeks to increase and focus on the following. 1 is to increase structural investment by seed companies in the marketing and promotion of quality seed and improved varieties, to increase awareness of farmers and enhanced willingness to pay for quality seed of improved varieties, and also to focus on the establishment of facilities for seed companies to widely demonstrate new and improved varieties to farmers in combination with improved cultivation practices. We'll move on to the seed company marketing promotion tools that we embarked on this topic. Number 1, the use of brochures, flyers, posters, billboards, signs, and vehicles have been very important tools in the aspect of promoting any product. And of course, seed companies too have been encouraged to make use of this. We have attractive seed packages which tend to make customers want to have a feel or get to know about products. We have the use of promotional items, which includes umbrellas, pens, notebooks, bags, and the likes. And of course, we have the use of demonstration plots and field days, whereby you get to demonstrate the crop varieties on fields and organize field events for farmers to come and see the prospects in these crop varieties. Next. We also have the use of agro-dealer and customer visits, as well as market storming, whereby people get to go directly to the agro-dealers to check on them, to know what is the issue. Are there any issues concerning the seeds supplied to the agro-dealers? Are the agro-dealers aware of how to use and even store these seed products, as well as even visiting farmers on their fields to have a feedback on what they do? We have the use of bulk SMS through the farmer database that was developed by our companies, whereby all the farmers that visited our demo plots, they got their numbers and we reach out to them using bulk SMS. And of course, we also introduced one which has to do with the use of lead farmers as sales agents in the communities where we have these demo plots established in. And last but not least has to do with the use of promotional campaigns on social media, radio, TV, even using town criers to sensitize farmers in communities about improved seeds. Next, please. And sharing experience on the variety demos campaigns that we did. We had a quite number of questions that we needed to address in terms of the plot size, the number of plots to be established, the locations. And to overcome this challenge, we had to do thorough site selection and verification. And in terms of number of crops and varieties, we had to screen the varieties that we used for setting up these demo plots. We had to ensure that they are newly improved varieties, nothing less than 2015 and above. Use of targets, we had to set targets for our companies so that you don't just establish these demos, but you have a list of things that you need to accomplish to make the demos successful. In terms of using lead farmers and extension agents, we introduced the use of lead farmers to manage these plots because of logistics and of course to let farmers own these demos, because these lead farmers are going to be the one to be the sales representatives of seed companies in these communities. And in terms of media coverage and documentation, we had to train seed company staff on monitoring and evaluation, which included visits by the seed company staff as well as topic team members to these locations. Next, please. Our experience in terms of field days, we had to address a number of challenges too. How do we sensitize pre-field events? That means how do we sensitize farmers to come out for these events? We had to use radio jingles. We had to use bulk SMS. We had to use town criers too in these communities to sensitize farmers on the activities that is going on in these communities. In terms of participation of women and youths, we had to collaborate with extension agents in the community, with even the district heads or the community heads, so that's to encourage participation of women and youths. And then we targeted about 20% of our farmers to be youths and women. In terms of tracking of participation, using MIE as well as the cropping seasons, we had to train seed company staff on how to use monitoring and evaluation toolbox. We had to make sure that the data that were received from farmers or comments, as well as the feedback, were uploaded seamlessly where possible. If there are network challenges, once they get to areas where they can access network, and they will be able to upload this information. In terms of capacity building for farmers, as well as awareness on the use of improved seed, we had to sensitize the farmers on how to identify quality seed from fake, even how to identify, how to scratch the seed codex, how to know that if you don't see the certification tags in seed packages, they should not use them. And we had to train them on the good agronomic practices used based on the crop variety being demonstrated in those locations. Next, please. In terms of social media campaigns, which is the in thing now that we are making sure that seed companies use as means of improving their promotional and marketing strategies, we thought of how do we have capacity building for them? How do we have hand-holding sessions? How do we have practical sessions as well as feedback and back-end support? So we had to organize a series of visits to the companies to help them to set up their social media accounts. Those that were existing and dormant, we had to help them reactivate them and ensure that all these accounts were running. And then we delved into how to create captions. And because if you go on social media now, if you don't get good captions, you might not be able to get your audience to get to know about your products. And we had to teach them on how to provide context, how to boost their search engine optimization, so that anytime their products are searched for, they get to appear more frequently. We had to even ask them that they need to ensure that they have additional information which might not be visibly available when you click on the link, so that they can engage their customers and inform them through. And also to ensure that prompt response are getting from the customers. We told them that they needed to highlight key points about their varieties. Is it about a good yield? Is it about increased yield? Is it about disease resistance? So we told them that, oh, it's better you do it this way. Make sure that you have key points that can be catchy. And of course, we told them that you need to tell a story. If you tell a story, you'll be able to make sure that people get to know about it. We told them that effective captions can turn a simple image or video into a compelling narrative if properly done. Because we asked them that they should be able to describe the who, the what, where, when, why, and how the content, that is the seed varieties, how is it going to help making farming a livelihood for the farmers in those communities. We had to tell them that, yes, you need to know how to schedule and publish content. On a Monday, you might tell the farmers, how are you doing? Is your field okay? Probably on Wednesday, you might tell them, do you know that you need to use this type of fertilizer, this type of management system? We told them that they needed to publish these things so that they can reach more farmers and have an online presence, which I believe it can increase the mind share of the companies in the hearts of these farmers. And we taught them how to post content on different social media platforms. And we taught them how to use hashtags and mentions to increase content visibility. We have different organizations, different partners working on similar demo plots, as well as even relevant organizations like the Federal Ministry of Agric, the National Agricultural Seed Councils, and the likes. So it's been a very interesting one because we're able to build their capacities. Next, please. For the ongoing activities that we have embarked on the seed company marketing and promotion, we have been able to establish quite a number of demonstration plots for the introduction of improved varieties of cereals, legumes, and vegetable crops, as well as organization of field days. Currently, we are working on how to carry out a seed entrepreneurs assessment so as to raise awareness on operations and performance, as well as creating business-to-business opportunities to enable linkages with international partners or investors. We have also done digital campaigns so as to disseminate results of the variety demos through the use of social media, radio, bulk SMS, print media, as even we are even encouraging the use of agro dealers to be the one to disseminate this information. And we are even supporting other projects that are similar in terms of variety demo establishment. Particularly, we are supporting the distribution of vegetable seeds to Oyo and Ogun State under the Hot Nigeria program. And then the achievement that we have been able to make so far since we started this topic is that we have been able to establish 5 partnerships between Nigerian and Dutch seed companies, whereby we have the Dutch companies over there in Netherlands partner with local distributors and even agro dealers here in Nigeria. And through this, we have been able to establish a total of 22 demonstration plots for vegetable crops using good agronomic practices. Permit me to explain that the Netherlands partnership that we have in terms of demo plots, they are demonstrating vegetable crops specifically, whereas indigenous seed companies are demonstrating field crops, which include legumes, cereals, and others. And through this relationship that we have with Nigerian companies, we have 9 partnerships already established. And from these 9 partnerships, we're able to establish 76 demo plots for cereals and leguminous crops using good agronomic practices. And our focus states have been Kano and Kaduna states, like I mentioned earlier. And a total of about 58 varieties have been demonstrated so far. And then we have over like 10 crops being demonstrated in all these locations. At the moment, we have been able to reach over 16,000 farmers through these demo plots. And we told you about capacity building, which is very important. If you want to train someone on how to do something, you have to build their capacities. And we have been able to build the capacity of 14 seed company staff on the use of good agronomic practices, as well as use of digital campaigns. Next, please. I just want to let you know that the innovation that we embarked on in this program has to do with what? Use of lead farmers in these communities to ensure that everyone gets to be the owners of these sales agents. We told them that these farmers can go ahead to be the representatives of these seed companies in these locations so that they can be able to do what? They can be able to market the seeds for them. But one good thing that we need to learn from this marketing and sales campaign is that, number one, the seasonality comes into play when you want to carry out any sales or marketing campaign. And this is because you can't be marketing a variety that is suited to the dry season during wet season. We had to talk of pricing strategy, which needs to be looked into by seed companies in terms of what? In terms of the cost of buying seeds by farmers. Farmers get to be aware of the seeds, but the price might at times discourage them. So seed companies need to actually look into this. The fear of getting scammed, which is very common in terms of when you're buying anything online. You feel, I do not trust this source. And this is normal in any society because of the rates of scammers across social media platforms. But the good thing is that we are gaining more insight and more presence on the online platform, because we have companies even getting to be interested in purchasing some seeds from these companies. The timing of the campaigns is very, very important. And we have done different experiments whereby we did the campaigns before, a few weeks before, and it has been really effective. And then we believe that for it to reach a large range of customers during these sale campaigns, the campaigns need to start before the planting season itself and should run throughout the duration of the plant season. And these campaigns usually have a catchy image and compelling messages that describes the attributes of these crop varieties, which is aimed at attracting customers through the online platforms. And then when you use these online platforms, it helps you to be able to target and segment your audience, because when we get run these campaigns, we usually get a report on it whereby we can know the number of people that were able to view the post, the demography of the audience in terms of the sex, the location, as well as the age sometimes, if those information are available. And but we should know that if you carry out digital marketing, you'll be able to reach a larger range of audience instead of just staying in one location as well. Next, please. So
okay.
Of our plans for 2024, we did mention earlier that we'll be carrying out business-to-business awareness, as well as an entrepreneurial assessment. And we tend to strengthen the companies that will be selected in terms of capacities on development of marketing and promotional plan, which we want them to embed in their business development strategy. We want companies to, even beyond this project, to go ahead to be doing their own demonstration, their marketing and the likes, because the only way this can be sustainable is when they include it in their strategy plans. We also want to enhance the capacity of lead farmers and seed companies so that we can foster stronger relationships that will supply and ensure the smooth supply and regular supply of seed in rural areas. And these farmers will be based on a commission-based sales agreement, not that they'll just be selling the seeds alone. They'll be able to give incentives to these lead farmers in these communities. And of course, we'll be organizing various validation workshops for stakeholders in 2024. And of course, we want to publish the seed entrepreneur assessments that will carry out so that the companies that will be shortlisted will have enough room to meet and mingle with other companies in the international space. Next, please. Of course, there's no demo or marketing activities where you don't get to have pictures of the events that we have. We have an array of pictures of events where we have female participation, male participation. Even we have agents. You can see the eagerness in the faces of some of these farmers. And we also had to adjust to the culture of places wherever we go to. In some communities, women and men cannot sit in the same place. So we had to make sure that we provided canopies that will make the farmers comfortable and even ensure that the cultural norms of these areas are protected so that we can encourage them to do what? To participate further. The next slide too shows like a cross-section of the capacity building that we had for these companies on terms of social media engagements and the likes. And I think I need to thank you all for listening to this short keynote presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adigun Stephen, for that very wonderful, thought-provoking session. We've learned a lot from what you have been doing, and we're happy that you are keeping the flag flying for food security in Nigeria. We were told that if we have any questions, that we should drop this in the chat box. I'm sure there are so many questions already in the chat box. I think these questions, we'll answer them together during the technical session. And that's why we have also noted that any question, you make sure that you specify who the question is meant for. So thank you very much, Mr. Adigun Stephen, for that very wonderful presentation. While we are waiting for the official opening, I think we'll just go directly to the technical session, the panelist session. So today we have very, very important personalities in the technical session. These are experts in the field of seed and agriculture in Nigeria and even outside the shores of this country. And today I would like to first introduce to you the first person on this panel, which is Mr. Hassan Yohana Lassa. He's going to be the one to take his first presentation. Mr. Hassan Yohana is an agricultural consultant and is the CEO of Boom Seeds Nigeria Limited. He's result-oriented and forwarding professional of more than 7 years of progressive knowledge and wide-ranging experience in the seed sector and agricultural mechanization in general. Agriculture in general. Mr. Hassan, please, can you give us your 5 minutes presentation? Thank you, Mr. Hassan.
Okay, if I might come in there. Thank you very much, Olusegun Osindiya. So we are in the panel section, and I have about 5 panelists who will be giving their thoughts, reflecting on enhancing last mile access to quality seeds, deploying modern seed promotional and marketing strategy. So it's a privilege to have them. And first on the panelist list is Mr. Hassan Yohana Lassa, who is the Chief Executive Officer, Boom Seed Nigeria. And also on the panel list, we have Alhaji Rauf Adekunle Lawal. Alhaji Lawal is a Deputy National President, Nigerian Agro Input Dealers Association, NAIDA. They are in charge of the agro dealers network within the country. We also have in the panelists, Dr. Esther Ibrahim. Dr. Esther Ibrahim is a program officer, Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa in their Nigerian office. We are glad to have him, on this panel. We also have Mr. Ilyasu Ishak, who is a business development manager of Onida Agric and Aquaculture Solutions Limited. And also making this panelist list, it's a notable seed company making waves in the vegetable subsector, in the person of Hadiza Yaro, who is a country manager of East West Seeds in Nigeria. Dear panelists, you are welcome to this panel session. And the way it will go is that we have a couple of questions that you will be reflecting on. You tell us what your experience has been within the industry regarding access to quality seeds and then seed promotional and marketing strategies. I will be starting with Boom Seed, the CEO of Boom Seed, Mr. Hassan Yohann. Are you on the call?
Good morning. I'm on the line.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Glad to have you on the call. My first question to you, I have like 3 questions, but probably I'm going to restrict them to just 2. My first question to you is, what are the challenges you encounter as a seed company in the production and the marketing of quality seeds? For the 2 questions, you have just 5 minutes, and so see how you maximize your time. Over to you, Mr.
Permit me to stand on the existing protocols, and good morning once again. The existing challenges in production and marketing of seed company, we have to reflect back to the importance of seed first. Are we together?
Yes, go ahead. And note also that
Okay,
you have
you.
a maximum of 5 minutes for your 2 questions. Thank you.
Quality seed is a basic input in agriculture. It is very important. It gives a biological existence in everything. It concerns the genetic makeup, genetic purity, physical purity, yield, and other factors to consider. But for me to go straight to the point, sorry, please. Okay. For me to go straight to the point, challenges in production and marketing sector of the seed, it have to do with integrity in terms of policy, quality, and politics. Because there is no time for me to explain, I will just talk briefly about the policy. There is some policies that are not favoring both the production and the marketing sectors, just like regulations in terms of, let me take an instance, fertilizer. If you are producing seed towards the eastern part of Nigeria or east, you'll find out that northeast, you'll find that there is issue of getting urea. Urea is expensive or restricted. These are one of the factors that is affecting seed production in Nigeria. Other challenges are quality. Permit me to say the quality should be on the fence from the regulatory body to the producers. Sometimes we compromise certain qualities, which there is a need for both the regulatory agencies and the producers to work on. Let me give an instance. We are complaining in Nigeria that farmers don't want to go into buying of quality seed. But seed was the basic input. Seed is the basic input in Nigeria before fertilizer, before chemicals or pesticides. Seed have been in the market. Why is farmer accepting seed? And why is farmer accepting fertilizer? Why is farmer accepting herbicide and insecticide? And farmer will now reject the fodder, which is now the seed. Something is wrong around the line. So we need to look into the integrity of quality from the both sector. This will help us to move forward in production. Secondly, let me go to production challenge. Cost of labor, land tenure system, insufficient irrigation facilities in Nigeria, insecurity, input costs, high cost of machineries and mechanization, lack of access to funding. These are the challenges generally in production departments or sector. Then let's go to marketing. If we talk about challenges in marketing, there is challenges in marketing in non-acceptance or delay in adoption of new varieties or products. if new varieties comes into market, you have to strive because some areas, culture or culture stop them from adopting some things. Let me go to the Northeast because I'm from the Northeast. I'm being biased in this point. If you go to the Northeast, they don't like to produce yellow maize. They prefer white maize. They don't like to produce soybeans. They prefer cowpea. And they don't like
Okay. Okay, Mr. Johanna,
Yes.
in 1 minute, what can you tell us you are doing as a seed company, to mitigate these challenges that you have mentioned, especially in the area of quality, and then in the area of marketing? What are you doing as a seed company to stay afloat and to ensure that farmers get quality seed, and then and you break the barriers in the marketing space? You have just 1.5 minutes to share your point.
Okay. Boom Seed Nigeria, in collaboration with Collaborative Seed Program, we were able to deploy modern seed promotion and marketing strategy across states of Nigeria through demonstration of farm establishment, digital marketing, branding, and advertisements. Let me take an instance on my own. I used to celebrate my birthday in the far Northeast, where I used to take seed to share as a free gift, have lunch or dinner with them, have a party, and tell them the importance of seed. I used to go to the Northeast every rainy season to go and plant demo in order to encourage them. And I buy back too, to bring it to any of the commodities company around the vicinity, so that I know that yellow maize or soybeans is being accepted in Nigeria. Then in terms of production, we are moving to next level, which is base agronomy practice. People are used to good agronomy practice, but now we are opening their eyes to know that you can plant by spacing, depth, and measurements to avoid loss.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Johanna. Sorry that I'm cutting in, because we have a long way to go. So in 30 seconds, these approaches and strategies you have adopted, is there any meaningful progress in terms of sales, in terms of production? You have talked of modern seed promotion strategies. You've talked of good agronomic practices. Has your business shifted forward or is still on the same page? Just in 30 minutes.
Thank God.
30 seconds.
I want to just give one testimony. I just want to give one testimony to say my business have moved forward. As I am talking to you, it's in the thousands of metric tons being promised to buy by February, because I have a collaboration with a lot of partners, let me say mechanized farmers that have even come back to buy the seed now. So I know there's a lot of
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Johanna, for giving us that insight and reflecting, on your experience in the field. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we'll be looking at reflections from the Agro Dealer Network, and this will be anchored by Alhaji Rauf Adekule Lawal, the Deputy National President, NAIDA. Alhaji Rauf, are you on the call? Alhaji Rauf, are you on the call? If you are, please, can you unmute yourself and then speak? Okay, it does appear our Alhaji Lawal is not on the call. If he eventually joins, we'll come back to him. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me, let's get reflection as well from, the donor community. And this will be anchored by Dr. Esther Ibrahim, Program Officer, excuse me, I beg your pardon, Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa in the Nigerian office. I'm aware that AGRA have been doing a lot. My first question to Dr. Esther is that, does your organization collaborate with government in assisting the private sector in deploying modern seed promotional strategies? Dr. Esther.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me this morning. I bring greetings to you from AGRA. Like you said, that my organization has been doing a lot in the seed sector. I want to say that we are now called AGRA. No, not an acronym, just AGRA. We want to be known as AGRA. So thank you for that. And then I want to let you know that AGRA is an African-led institution that is focused on scaling agricultural innovations that are uniquely African, because we recognize that African farmers need innovations that can respond to agricultural and the environmental challenges that smallholder farmers are facing. And our mission is to enhance and to support smallholder farmers to ensure that they move from practicing farming to practicing agriculture as a business, so that they do not struggle, but actually see it as a business that thrives. So that's what AGRA is looking at. And we all know that AGRA's intervention in the seed sector is as old as AGRA itself. AGRA was established in 2006 and focused on seed system development, because they know that seed is actually the roots, the taproots for agriculture, the transformation or the food system transformation. Seed is life, and that's the basic thing. And so we focused on developing the seed systems, and now we have actually expanded to ensure that across the whole value chain, we are able to support the different components to ensure that we have a food system that is very efficient, and also ensuring that farmers increase their income, better their livelihoods, and also have improved food security. Of course, we know that Nigeria is looking at that on how to ensure and to bring people out of poverty and ensure that we have an improved food security. So for AGRA, I think this question, I don't know, but I want to be sure to let you know that we work with the government, we work through the government, and to actually work on seed, we are not looking at seed as just the private sector, but we're taking it holistically, trying to work with the government to ensure that we are improving the system, not just a bit of it, but working through the seed system as a whole. Recently, AGRA is working, we have established the CESA, which is the Center of Excellence for Seed in Africa. And that's where we want to see engage in government, engage in private partners, private sector actors in the seed system to ensure that their capacity is built, and we are able to stand out as an African organization and as Africans, that we're able to feed ourselves and we're also able to feed the world. So I think for AGRA, we work with the government, and AGRA has done a lot with the government, working with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security through the National Agricultural Seed Council. So I'm not, we have a lot that I can list out of what we have done, ranging from supporting EGS, supporting seed, certified seed production, supporting regulations, acts, the Seed Act, the PVP, to ensure that there is an environment that is conducive even for the private seed sector to actually do business, working with producing DUS, the descriptors that ensure that we have the correct varieties, ensuring that we have breeders in the space, supporting research institutes, working with different universities to, train technical people to ensure that they're able to handle seed
Thank you
properly.
very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Esther.
Yeah.
Because if I give you all the time, you will just go on
Yeah.
and on and on and on and on, to list. Okay, just so that you'll be able to, within the time frame we have, can you share with us your reflection on the best strategy in enhancing access to quality seeds within the seed sector? What do you think? You guys have worked on the seed sector for a long while.
Yeah, sure.
What are the best strategies you will want to recommend, for access to quality seeds?
Yes, for me, I'll look at developing varieties that farmers need. Looking at the context of what we are that's happening now, the climate issues. Let's look at climate smart, resilient varieties for farmers that are tolerant to flooding, drought, resistant to diseases, respond to temperature rise. and the nutrient dense, at least for food security and nutrition security. We need to look at those areas, and that's some of the things that AGRA is focusing on. Let's include smallholder farmers in planning seed production. We see that for you to produce from the breeder seed until it gets to certified seed before it gets to the farmer, there is a process and it takes time. Of course, I see that recently we've improved in the time it takes to actually produce new varieties. You know, it takes like 3-4 years, but I'm recently from the Seed Connect, I'm hearing that yes, they've been able to shorten that time. If we can actually improve on that, it will be also very helpful. And then we ensure that we have farmers, you know, like the person that made the piece, the opening presentation, carrying farmers in demonstrations. For we at AGRA, we've established over 6,000 demonstrations since we started operations, you know, in 2017 till date, and we are still on it to ensure that farmers, we showcase different varieties for them to, you know, pick and then have their options, working with the seed companies and with NASC, you know, supporting production and certification of some of the seeds that we are promoting, and also ensuring that these things reach the farmers. In planning, you need to forecast, because businesses like seed companies need to know what the demand is, so that they do not produce and they do not overproduce. You know, when you underproduce, you will not meet the demand of the people that need them, that the farmers. When you then you are wasting resources and also wasting time. So we need to have that we are looking at with NACS to digitize the system and to also ensure that there's planning and forecasting. You know, using the digital space again to have like issues of varieties that exist, so that farmers are able to pick. And with this, you know, you strengthen the relationship between the seed producers, the seed users, and the seed distributors, like the agro dealers. So we also look at strengthening the retail distribution network. We have the agro dealers here. For us at AGRA, we've tried to, you know, bring in the lead farmer that Dr. was talked about recently. We call them community-based advisors. They are already earning, you know, they are within the community. They generate demand and connect with the seed companies to ensure that they bring seed close to the farmers. You know, studies have shown that what we have done has brought, you know, inputs like close to the farmers, reducing the distance they cover to get the seed by over 50%. And we're also looking at
really
improved policies. Yes,
Great.
improving
Really.
policies and regulations. We have them, so let's implement them. The Seed Act is there, and of course, I know that the NACS is working with different partners to ensure that we are implementing what we say we want to do in the Seed Act. The PVP Act is also there, and I know that yes, efforts are being made.
Okay, Dr. Esther,
Dr. Esther, thank you.
I'm afraid I have to, cut in there. Thank you so much. You've listed so many strategies, you know, that actors within the entire seed sector should adopt to enhance access, you know, from end to end. Nothing was missed. But in just 1 minute, can you share with us what strategies you have, you know, to still support, you know, the private sector that serves as the engine room, you know, for seed production in the country?
Yes, so the private seed companies, AGRA has been working with them. We've worked with several seed companies. I know if they're online, they will know since the past program, and we've continued to support them with BDS, you know, business development skills. We've tried to work with NACS to ensure quality, you know, the seed codex. It's actually disheartening that with all the efforts, seed adoption is still very low. The first presenter talked about it. Farmers can afford to buy fertilizer and waste them on safe seeds, you know, which is not so good. But I know with the awareness creation, with the promotions that we are having, the demo plots, and it's for us that AGRA is open. Different seed companies can bring their materials. Yes, we take you close to the farmers with the work that we do. We work with Bayer on vegetables, you know. Initially, it was not part of our portfolio, but because farmers need it, Seedco is in there, you know, we've worked with these people to ensure that they bring out the good materials that they have so that farmers can actually see that these things are available.
Right. Thank you very much. Dr. Esther, you know, my excitement is that you've just made us, the entire community, to know that your doors are open. Thank you for all that you do, you know, for the entire seed sector. So if I give Dr. Esther all the day, she will not be able to exhaust all that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having.
At this point, I will be moving on to Ilyasu Ishak, the Business Development Manager for Oneida Seeds Limited. Ilyasu Ishak, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm very much on the call.
Oh, okay, great. Good to have you, on the call. In just a quick snapshot, can you tell us what challenges you're facing in producing and marketing quality seeds?
So, thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be here in the midst of industry players, and I want to appreciate the CSP also for organizing this webinar and for all the work that have been doing in collaboration with us, the seed companies, and as well as the agro dealers in enhancing last mile access to quality seed for smallholder farmers, which is very crucial and very important. I think all the speakers have unanimously agreed on one thing, that seed is life. So there is no agriculture, especially in respect to crop production, without quality seed. And as in the last speaker have just expressed her sadness on the fact that quality seed adoption is still low in Nigeria, which is very disheartening, I think, to all the industry players and the stakeholders. This is attributed to some of the challenges of I think knowledge by smallholder farmers. Well, the issue of high cost of some of these seed has been identified by some farmers as one of the challenges for seed utilization and adoption. Of course, I know you will ask me in the subsequent company is doing in addressing some of these challenges. I will have talked about what we have been doing to make sure that quality seed are being very much affordable. So I think issue of costing, the high cost of this of some of this seed has been proven to be some of the challenges faced by smallholder farmers. As well, issue of capacity. Some farmers they will be willing to buy, but after even buying this quality seed, issue of utilization is another big challenge, which translates to overall performance of the farmer, which also translates to the willingness of the farmer to use the seed again. So I want to apologize maybe for the little noise in the background, as I'm currently in Dubai attending the COP28 conference. So people are just passing by where I'm standing. Okay. So I want to apologize
it's
for
okay.
that.
We do understand that. Okay, you have mentioned some very critical things, issues of knowledge gap, high cost of seeds, and capacity. And you asked the question you were about to answer it. So what is Oneida Seed doing, to address these challenges, to ameliorate the challenges farmers are facing?
So we are so much working on enhancing capacity of the farmers. That is why we have employed experienced extension agents who are well-trained agronomists to work with the farmers, not just the farmers that buy seed from us, but generally farmers in all the community we are working on. We are setting up we have did numerous demonstration farms, and thanks to CSP as well, working with them on this project, we have also established more demonstration plots that currently we are using it to educate farmers and to build their capacity in respect to best agronomic practices for vegetable, which is the area we are currently working on. Okay. Like I said, we are excessively doing extension service, providing extension services to farmers. And also we have went back to our partners in Israel, that is the main seed producers that we are working with, to make sure to let them understand how it has been very imperative for us to ensure making our seeds to be very much affordable to the farmers. Also,
okay, so thank you very much, Oneida Seed, Mr. Ilyasu. What are the opportunities? What are those opportunities you see within the seed industry, especially in Nigeria? In 1 minute, can you just say, are there opportunities or there are no opportunities?
of course, there are opportunity because more than 90% of smallholder farmers in Nigeria are not utilizing quality seed. So, which means there is still, a big market for seed producers in Nigeria. And I think the opportunities are much aligned with the challenges producers are facing. I think the first speaker have made mention of some of the challenges seed producers are facing. So I think addressing some of those challenges or all of the challenges mentioned will ensure effectiveness and competitiveness of the seed market in Nigeria, which will translate into economic prosperity for both the seed producers as well as the country in general.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ilyasu. I think you've just hit the nail on the head by letting us know. I'm happy all the stakeholders within the entire agricultural sector are within this webinar. A lot of opportunities exist within the seed industry, and we have enormous opportunities in our hands. So let us address the challenges and see how we can take advantage, of the opportunity that exists. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nida, a colleague from NIDA SIT, Mr. Ilyasu, thank you very much. And we say, do have a wonderful day, and as you bring back a lot of benefits from COP28. Thank you very much. So
thank you for having us as well.
Yes, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite to give us her own reflection, the country manager, East West SIT Nigeria, in the person of Hadiza Yaro. Hadiza, are you on the call?
Yes, please.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you for being on the call. My first question to you is, what do you think are the key research areas that need to be addressed to support a viable vegetable seed sector in Nigeria? What are the key research areas that needs to be addressed, to support a viable vegetable seed industry in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Good day all. The key research areas I will be speaking on will include having vegetable seeds that are adaptable to local conditions. We're looking at vegetables that has high yield, that will be able to provide farmers with a high return on investment. That is not to put away resistant varieties to diseases, to pests. And of course, if we cannot even get the disease-resistant varieties, at least we should get tolerant varieties. We should look at vegetables that have long shelf life here. Unlike the field crop where you can store for a very long period, we're looking at varieties that has some kind of long shelf life, because sometimes they have to travel thousands of kilometers before they get to the consumers. And of course, looking at varieties that are tolerant to drought. In an era where we have climate change, which is a key disturbing factor, research should be geared towards having new varieties that replace the old varieties in terms of adaptability to address some of these current changes in trend. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. In fact, very straight to the point and very germane points that Hadiza has just mentioned there. Okay, going forward, Hadiza, can you tell us what the organization is doing, to close the seed quality gap we have in Nigeria? Everyone is saying, the seed quality is a challenge. That's why farmers either go to save seed. So what are you doing, to close the seed quality gap in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. In terms of seed quality is a key challenge we have seen farmers being confronted with. To start with, in our market, we have a lot of fake and adulterated seeds. We have a lot of seeds that crosses across the border. We have a lot of fake seed companies. Even in the field, we see copycatting some of East-West seed varieties in order to make some supplies. So one of the things we do a lot of sensitization activities to educate farmers, to educate agro dealers, to be able to identify genuine seeds. And of course, with the initiative from the National Agricultural Seed Council, where we have the seed codex. We're one of those companies that try to patronize to see that the seed codex is being adopted by farmers. The awareness is there so that farmers are able to check the genuineness of seeds by scratching the codex to see if it's actually authorized, and then it's cleared through the National Agricultural Seed Council, through quarantine, through custom, and all the relevant agencies that is involved in seed importation. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you very much. Before you go, can you share with us, your promotional and marketing strategies that you adopt? Because you did mention that some unscrupulous merchants are already faking your seeds out there. That means that, okay, look, you have a top notch, in terms of quality. I'm not advertising you. You might pay me for that. Okay, so how do you deploy your promotional and marketing strategies, for your company?
Okay, thank you for that question. In terms of modern seed promotion and marketing strategy, East West Seed leverages on both physical and digital marketplaces to attract customers, and our customers are the farmers. We try to get them interested in using high quality seeds. And then, of course, the process of promotion and selling of seeds or products to farmers or end users, we try to adopt a lot of strategies. For example, in terms of branding the agro dealers shop is one of the things we do, where dealers are able to sit in a very unique place where customers can identify where to get quality vegetable seeds. We also advertise on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, as well as we leverage on mass media like television to run activities. We also leverage on radio programs, which is key for farmers, because if you move to remote areas, you see farmers listen to their radios even while in the field or during their break periods in the field. We do a lot of farmers meetings where we do a lot of sensitization on quality seeds, hybrid seeds, discuss with them good return on investment if they invest in buying high quality seeds. We organize field days. There are local field days in villages, in hamlets where we do. We have regional field days, national field days, international field days as well. The sales promotional reps also engage in activation and sensitization in various villages. We do a lot of market storming, and in such activities, we try to push for discount sales, where farmers at the beginning of the cropping cycle are able to get seeds at a subsidized price for that period of advert or promotion. We also try to run a lot of trainings for farm managers to build their capacities and farmers that are interested. And of course, in all these activities that I've listed, you will be aware that these activities comes with a cost. And of course, East West Seed is investing a lot in terms of promotions. We're not just looking at the now market, but we're looking at the long-term market where we develop that market as a win-win situation. We invest, and then subsequently the vegetable sector will be well built in order to give us a very good brand awareness. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Hadiza. Incidentally, I tend to call you champion, but let me leave that for another day. The question I want to ask before you go is this. You've heard from all other speakers, and the complaint has been, okay, the farmers are not buying seeds because the cost is too high. The price of seed is high and all of that. So how are you coping with this? For those farmers you're working with, are they actually buying these costly vegetable seeds, the hybrid, and then are they making profit at all?
Okay, good question. We wouldn't run out from the fact that the cost of things are expensive. Most of the times when I meet farmers, I don't just stop with seed. Of course, it's everything, starting from the fuel we buy to the beverages we buy, for the drugs we even buy, they are really expensive. But of course, if you look at the agricultural value chain or inputs where the farmers are purchasing inputs, seed is one of the least cost input that the farmers put in place. Looking at trends in the market, looking at 2-3 years ago, as well as 2023, I wouldn't say the farmers are not buying. At least I can speak for East West Seed. Although we realize that there is issues around devaluation, where the purchasing power of farmers to buy seed is really low, but we have, in most cases, tried to showcase scenarios where it's not all about farming 10 hectares of vegetables or 5 hectares, but looking at what you can handle, what quality input can you put on a 10 by 10 or on 100 square meter, on 250 square meters, where you're able to deploy the right inputs on the right piece of land to get high return on investment instead of opening big fields and then your resources cannot even get anywhere. So we have showcased on our demos where the return on investment on small pieces of land can range between 100% return on investment to even as high as 400% return on investment. So for me, I think the seed market is an interesting market, and the farmers can actually rely on high quality vegetable seed. Because one thing, sorry, I must say is, if you look at the cost of production, the game changer is that seed, is that genetics you use. The same fertilizer you're using, the same water you're using to water, pesticide, chemical might not really change. But if you change that variable of seed, you'll see that the game has changed very well.
Thank you very much, Hadiza. Seed and the genetics is the game changer. One last question by the audience, by the participants, that what are you doing to make local seed production happen within Nigeria as a company?
Okay, thank you very much. I think the company is putting resources to see that happen. But of course, we have a breeding station in Benin, which is just behind our doors. And of course, another research station in Tanzania. It takes a lot of resources. And of course, we cannot run away from the fact that the business environment in Nigeria is a crazy one and is a very difficult one. We're putting efforts, but of course, we have to weigh on the scale what are the pros and cons. We're not strangers in Nigeria, where we hear a lot of seed companies, not seed companies, companies are packing up. Pharmaceutical companies are out, vehicles or motor spare parts companies are out of Nigeria. So we'll be trying our best to see how we can do that. Currently, I know we do a lot of adaptability tests, but for production is something we really need to look into before we have a commitment. The business environment is very bad.
Okay, good to know that that's reasonable effort. Work is in progress, to ensure that happens, and we appeal that put in more effort to see how that becomes a reality within Nigeria. Thank you very much, for giving us your thoughts, your reflections, and your experiences. And one key thing that we must take home here is that the genetics is a game changer. The seed is a game changer. You might still put 10 bags of fertilizer in the wrong seed, you get the wrong result. But if you put that same amount of fertilizer in the good seed, you get the good result. Thank you very much, Hadiza Iyaro, Country Manager, East West Seed, Nigeria. Thank you for giving us your thoughts. Now, I think gradually I'll be winding this panel discussion. It's been a wonderful time. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear from Alhaji Lawal, but all the panelists have been able to give us their thoughts, on how to ensure that we meet the last mile, in access to quality seed. I won't go back through to their points. All of them were clear enough. Let us adopt them and see how we can run with it. So once again, I want to thank Hadiza Iyaro for your thoughts. I want to thank also Ilyasu Ishak on either seat. I want to also thank Dr. Esther Ibrahim of AGRA, and I want to also thank Mr. Johanna of BOM Seed for sharing your thoughts on the way forward in ensuring access to quality seed. So at this point, thank you for listening to us, and I will be handing over, to the anchor for the schedule over to you. Thank you for a wonderful panel discussion session. Segun, are you still on board?
Thank you so very much, Mr. Ojogu, for that wonderful presentation. And I welcome us all back from that thought-provoking learning experience. I'm glad we have learned a lot. We have learned a lot from the wonderful sessions we have had. So many wonderful things that the panelists have made us understand as far as seed sector is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll go back to the welcome remarks by the Acting Director General, the official opinion and the welcome remarks by the Acting Director General of the National Agricultural Seed Council. Please permit me to inform you about Dr. Ishaq Osman Khalid. Is the Acting Director General of the National Agricultural Seed Council, an intelligent seed expert trained both nationally and internationally in seed science and seed industry development. He has supervised a lot of laudable projects and aided the implementation of a number of national and international innovations. Dr. Khalid is a top-notch administrator and also the focal person of the NAS in many international and bilateral organizations, such as the OECD, the West and Central African Council for Agricultural Research and Development, and many more. As NASC Acting Director General is charged with the responsibility of supervising the regulation and the development of the Nigerian seed industry. Distinguished participants, distinguished audience from all over the world, join me in welcoming Dr. Ishaq Khalid as he presents his opening remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I want to use this opportunity to first apologize. I think for the past 1 week or more, we've been having some issues, particularly that touches around this state of emergency thing. So by the time you are at bed, maybe around 12 midnight, after you discover that you have an early morning call to address to some issues. So notwithstanding, I think I also had a local issue with my system and network. I think I was privileged to listen to so many of the presenters from that up to the last person, but my system wasn't very cooperating. But I'm happy that finally I had a window. So I must commend the presenters, and their messages were taken, and those ones at the Seed Council we work on, we have taken note copiously, and I think we're going to arrive at where we want. So I will believe I have to stand or maybe sit on the existing protocols, because so many people will have probably stood on them, and I don't know how strong the wheels are, whether they can be able to allow everybody standing. So thank you very much. So let me give the address. So the distinguished seed sector stakeholders and audience from all over the world, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce to the Collaborative Seeds Program, CSP, a 4-year program that has contributed to improving the sustainable income, food, and nutritional security of rural households in Nigeria. The program is aimed to achieve these objectives by improving farmers' access to the use of quality seeds of improved varieties, funded by Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Netherlands, represented by the Embassy and Kingdom of Netherlands in Abuja. The CSP contributes to the vision of the National Seed Roadmap, which is to develop a seed sector that is competitive, resilient, profitable, innovative, and adaptive, sustainable, inclusive, resistant, and transparent. CSP is embedded with embedded within the Nigerian Netherlands Seeds Partnership, NSSP. The CSP and NSP operate under the umbrella of Seed NL. The partnership of the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Platinum and Seed Trade Association of Netherlands, it brings together over 22 seed sector stakeholders organizations from Nigeria and Netherlands to transform the Nigerian seed sector. The seed sector is for seed sector stakeholders to discuss, elaborate, monitor activities linked to the implementation of the National Seed Roadmap, contributing to the seed sector transformation. This distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you all to the third seed sector platform webinar in year 2023 entitled Enhancing Last Mile Access to Quality Seeds. Deploying modern seed promotional and marketing strategies with the objective of providing insights on the use of modern seed marketing and promotional activities to reach farmers in the hinterland. Knowledge sharing on emerging trends in expanding farmers' access on the use of improved seeds, as well as showcasing the use of social media as seed marketing tool to Nigerian seed industry. The National Agricultural Seed Council, on its part, as an agency of the government coordinating and regulating the seed industry, has continued to make tremendous efforts towards making sure quality seeds are adequately available, accessible to farmers. It will interest you to know that Mr. President signed into a law the National Agricultural Seed Council Act number 21 of 2019, with more regulatory powers to prosecute those involved in sharp practices in the seed business. The Council is leveraging on the innovative technology to facilitate its operation. This we have done through introduction and use of National Seed Tracker, turnkey electronic seed authentication system as platform to monitor the performance of the sector and ensure traceability of seed and planting materials put out for market. In addition, our central seed testing laboratories have been upgraded to meet the international standards. In the same vein, the Plant Variety Protection Bill, now PVP Act 2021, has also passed into the law in order to create the platform for firming up our membership of international organizations like IPOV, OECD, ISF, ISTA, etc. All in the bid to promote our national participation in the global seed trade, while encouraging private sector participation in the seed sector. A viable and sustainable seed system is key for an improved and transformed agricultural sector, which is a catalyst for economic recovery and development. For any nation in search of any sustainable agricultural development, the building blocks must be entrenched in a well-synchronized system. As you are aware, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCSFR declared the national state of emergency on Thursday, 13 July 2023. Indeed, the current state of the food security is threatened by issues of food availability, affordability, and seed sector is the key enabler of all the activities that have already kick-started by government to ensure that the country is food secured. This edition, titled Enhanced Last Mile Access to Quality Seeds, Deploying Modern Seed Promotional and Marketing Strategies, it is very key to the growth of the seed sector because it provides a sustainable solution to making seed available, affordable, and accessible to farmers in the nooks and crannies of the country. I'm sure that with the caliber of top-notch international renowned speakers at our disposal today, we will experience yet another educative session, which will endanger seed security, a precursor to national food security. I will also want to use this opportunity to see that NASC, as an agency of government, is also looking at the population demography, where we have over 70% now being youths. We need to engage them, and we have been strategizing and thinking in ensuring that we have this seed availability and up to the rural ends using the ICT. So I welcome you all. Thank you for listening. Wishing you, as you've already deliberated, but I think it is better late than never. So I once again apologizing for coming a bit late. Even when I came late, there were issues of network and all this something. But I'm privileged to have the presentations of Dapo, Hassan, Esther, and Elias, and I think I had some good opportunity. Thank you very much, Dr. Mia and coordinator Jugu. Thank you very much, and I'm grateful that you were all together in solving this national food security problem. It's not only food security and nutritional food security problem. That's why you have also asked the question, Ojogu, that why is the seed production not done here? From my analysis, I think we had the privilege to be in France and we have studied what is the total number of hectares for production of agriculture in Europe. We discovered that what Nigeria has alone surpasses. We have 6 ecological zones, but that the costs or the environment for doing business in Nigeria, I don't think it is not a very good reason, because agriculture is practiced despite the challenges. Agriculture is still practiced. So we sit together. If you have challenges as a company that is militating against your production here, I think get in touch with us. We put our heads together, and I think we'll come out with a very good solution. But I think bringing production here is great. We know companies like Technicin, just like say you are producing in Benin Republic. If the production was done in Nigeria, we will have resolved the issue of adaptability from the beginning. So the farmers too will have been seeing some of these things. You don't need to go extra mile organizing demos and this. And I must commend the country director of East West Seed, because I'm in a platform which he belongs, where they follow their farmers. And I think that is the way to go. Seed entrepreneurs should be able not just to sell, but you should be able to follow, because the agronomic practices, the package you have given the farmers, if it is followed religiously, then they will optimize their productivity. So let me stop here, and thank you very much once again for coming. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you very much, distinguished participants from all over the world. That was Dr. Ishaq Othman Khalid, the Acting Director General of the National Agricultural Council. And we'll go straight to the next on the program of today, which is the final reflections. Before we do that, I'd like to introduce to you the person who is going to take over this responsibility, which is Mr. Ibiarede Jimmy Zidefamo. Mr. Zidefamo is the Director of Coordination and Management Services of the National Agricultural Council, a diligent, hardworking, and consistent, reliable personality with liberal mind and a silent achiever. He's held several posts during his career, ranging from Seed Production Officer, Research Liaison Officer, Regional Seed Production Officer, Desk Officer, GS, Groundnut of Scaling 1 and 2, and in several other committees. And he's bringing his wealth of experience to do a final reflection for us. I'm sure that we have learned a lot from all the presentations we've had today and the technical sessions. Distinguished participants, I leave you into the capable hands of Mr. Ibiarede Jimmy Zidefamo. Thank you, Mr. Zida. You have the floor, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to really appreciate the panelists that have really, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, sir.
Okay, the panelists that have really shared their experiences concerning the topic that we are discussing, enhancing the last mile access to quality seed, deploying modern seed promotional and marketing strategies, They have extensively talked, and the strategies that have been used in the field through their with their experiences shared, I'm sure the listeners who are into seed business will really benefit. As a recap, or as the last thoughts that I want to share with you is that presently in Nigeria, there is low uptake of seed. That has been established. Quality seed uptake is very low. And that we need to change. For us to change that this low uptake, seed companies who are really the ones that are doing the work, that are supplying quality seed, have to change their way of doing things. The aspect of particularly the indigenous seed companies waiting for government patronage, waiting for government programs to come up for them to really sell seed is not a good marketing strategy. Farmers are in the rural area that are really looking for seed. To say that farmers cannot buy seed and they don't want to buy seed because seed is expensive is an outdated information. Farmers who have seen the benefit of quality seed are ready to buy. So the idea of seed is very expensive and they cannot buy is not the reality at the moment, because if farmers see the benefit of using quality seed, they are ready to buy. And even the rural areas, they are even ready, but these seeds are not accessible to them. They are not brought to their doorsteps. So the last mile that a farmer is supposed to move to get seed, it is not there. So you notice that if you go to even the local market, you see these fake seeds being sold in the market, and you see farmers going to buy them. That is to tell that they have the desire to change, to get good seeds. So I am now trying to say that seed companies should not depend on government programs to sell seeds, that they should go in and see it as a business to really move to the rural areas where farmers are. It is not the urban centers that you will see farmers. And secondly, I want to mention, as a business strategy, it is only seeds that are preferred by farmers that can really sell. If as a business strategist, you cannot go and impose a seed that is not needed by farmers. A locality that needs yellow maize, you go and offer them white maize, your seed will not sell. So that is why it is important for seed companies to conduct farmers' preference, farmers' seed preference, in order to market their seed. I want to really talk about the indigenous seeds. There is a big challenge now. The multinational seed companies you see there, whatever quantity of seed they have, they don't have carryover. Why is it so? Because they are really promoting their products with good quality. Farmers who have really bought their seeds saw the benefit of the quality in those seeds. So any quantity of seed multinational seed companies bring to the market, they don't have carryovers. So there should be a challenge to indigenous seed companies that quality of their product is very important. Then having said that, I want to talk about the packaging. You see, most of the time, indigenous seed companies and some seed companies really have the mind that, okay, going into small packaging, there is cost involved and there is this. How will you be able to sell to smallholder farmers with 10 kg, 25 kg, and all the rest? It can't work. You see, let seed companies be able to look at the market niche. What do they need? Are they smallholder farmers? Let those smallholder farmers packaging meet with their needs. 1 kg, 2 kg, They are the things that they need. They want to plant one acre of land. You go and be selling 25 kg in that locality. How will they be able to buy? I want to give an instance of the milk that they have been selling in sachets. Before it used to be can, but they saw the need that for them to make sales to small people who don't have money, enough money to buy, they have to go packaging in sachets, where you can use 20 naira to buy one sachet to go and do your tea. So these are the kind of things that are needed to be adopted. I want to say that seed companies have really been taught, even in various fora, how these things have been done. They have even gone on excursions to see all these things, some of the seed companies. But when they come back from such discussion and such fora, they don't practice it. They still go back to do their old thing. And it is not helping the system. So that's why we really need to change. We have moving kiosks, which is also a very good way of reaching to the interior to meet the last mile access to good seed. That I will just cite an example of one of the seed companies that use this moving kiosk. He was able to tell us in one of our training programs that using that kiosk, this keke that is this he packed his seeds and went to the local market. And before you know it, all that he packed inside that keke to sell, he was able to sell all of them. If he had kept them in the urban area, he wouldn't have been able to sell. So these are examples of how to reach out to the local farmer where the seed is actually needed. So I want to reflect that seed companies should be up and doing and be able to move. The strategy should not be one they will stay in the urban areas. We are the Seed Council introduced the community seed program with the intention of diffusing quality seed into the hinterland. But seed companies opposing it, that they are taking market from them, yet they cannot strategize to reach the last mile for a farmer to access quality seed. So I want to just say that there should be change in our strategy, particularly from the seed companies. Some of the seed companies that are adopting this new modern strategy are really making it. I don't want to mention company name at this level, but we know some of them that have really adopted this. These strategies, modern strategies, they are really making. They don't wait for the government patronage. They are selling their seeds and they don't have carryover. But it is those that have not been able to really come up and move with this trend of changing their business that conceal complaint. Coca-Cola, you can go to any part of this country, even the remotest place, you see Coca-Cola sold there. How is it done? These are the ways they should study and go about adopting in order to reach the local areas with their quality seed. So with this, I want to say that I'm happy that this platform is set up, and I pray for the sustainability of this platform even after the collaborative seed project has ended. With this, I want to say thank you very much for granting me the time to speak and reflect on what the topic that is on discourse, and hope that those that have really participated in this will be able to adopt and adapt this modern technology that will bring about making seeds, quality seeds available to the farmer 1 mile away from him. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Zidefamo, for that wonderful presentation. We'll go to the last on the program, which is the wrap-up and the closing. Permit me to introduce to you Dr. Maya Tyson. She's a senior advisor, seed systems at Wageningen University and Research, based in the Netherlands. In the collaborative seed program for each topic, as well as for the program, we have a Nigerian and a Dutch lead. Maya is the Dutch program lead. Please I want to also hand you over to the capable hands of Dr. Maya Tyson. Dr. Maya, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Osandia. And let me start by thanking all the speakers for their very insightful contributions to this webinar today. And last week at Seed Connect, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security said, "Plant the right seed, feed the entire nation." I think this shows the importance of making sure farmers have access to and use quality seed of improved varieties. The seed sector is a very complex sector and the seed value chain is long. And as Hadiza rightfully mentioned, it all starts with the right varieties. Varieties that are adapted to the climate, that are drought resistant, that have the characters that farmers want, that are disease and pest resistant. And there it all starts. And then, like Jimmy Zidafama rightfully mentioned, then we have to make sure that quality seed of these varieties is developed. And finally, that seed needs to reach the farmers. And farmers need to be aware of what is the advantage of using this quality seed. We talked about that a lot, that we need to create awareness on the advantages of quality seed of the right varieties and close that knowledge gap. We heard about many different tools we can use for that today, and including digital tools, which become more and more important for the promotion of quality seed and getting seed closer to farmers, but also for organizing ourselves in the whole seed value chain. The importance of having a long-term vision in this was really highlighted. So thanks once again to all the speakers for sharing their experience. And thank you to NASC, really a platform for NASC, to allow us to bring stakeholders together, to share experiences, and share different perspectives on important topics in seed sector development in Nigeria. I also want to thank Sahel Consulting for facilitating the platform meetings and working closely with NASC and with us. And last but not least, I want to thank the audience for being with us for that. This is the last platform meeting of this year, and we look forward to meeting you all again in next year in the future platform meetings in 2024. I wish you a very enjoyable December month and a wonderful holiday time with your families and friends. And with this, I would like to close this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maya, and thank you everybody for coming. We'll see you at the next webinar event. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you all.
Thank you.